Atiba Madyun is the president and founder of the website Party Politics US. They collect data from voters, and he joins me in the studio for a closer look at this debate. What do you make of that quote today? Our country is full, can't take you, I'm sorry, so turn around. That's the way it is. It's a fairly extraordinary quote from a president of the United States.
Everything is abnormal today. I mean, nothing that we are seeing or that we hear from the president right now seems normal. And, you know, the comment that he made, I think I'm very interested in seeing more video of what it is that he's saying that he's hearing that's going on at the border. Today, he was there. We saw border security talking to him about some of the issues that they have that are going on there. Yes. You don't hear a lot of Americans on our mainland talking about that there are immigrants that are coming into and that are destroying the country. It's coming from the top down. And what we hear coming back out, it seems like more of a political message than it is an actual human message.
You say one of the things that is going on is that the media, in all its many forms, never gets into what ordinary, if you can use that word, Americans think of this situation. It's always the politicians or the extremists who get heard and drown out what ordinary people in homes right across the country are probably thinking.
Well, it'd be nice to see and hear, not just at a Trump rally or at a Democratic campaign event, but to actually like talk to, you know, whether or not it's outside of a mall, outside of a church, you know, to hear everyday Americans what they really have to say about these particular issues. What we have right now, this whole idea of a border wall, you know, if you think about a wall as divisive, a bridge is one that connects. And right now, I think that this conversation that the president started in 2015 when he decided to run for president to where we are now has been one that's just continued to create division.
Now, earlier, the president this week had said Mexico had a very short time in order to stop people approaching the border, or he would shut the border. Now, a huge climb down because he's given Mexico a whole year to do what he wants to do. He never sees it as a climb down, though, does he? Although many political analysts think it is.
I think the president is really, really, really good at showmanship. You know, nothing is ever bad, you know, unless it's his message of fear. When he's talking about this, I mean, basically, congressional Republicans are the ones I think that kind of have forced his hand to have to back down and push back on this. The same thing as we've had the issue with healthcare and the same thing that we've had with the shutdown. But the president is very good at messaging.
Do you think that somebody has said to him, look, if you close the border, if you actually do it, there's going to be a detrimental economic effect on the United States that will hurt you at the polls?
Yeah, overall, I think one of the things that we kept hearing about this week was if you close and shut down the border, that we're going to lose, prices are going to go up on vegetables. People kept talking about avocados, and I kind of jokingly said, well, you know, you start taking away people's guacamole, you're going to have an issue if the people start seeing that those prices are going up. But
just quickly, do you think that the administration is planning to make immigration the key issue in 2020?
It is a key issue.
I think so. So therefore, wouldn't it be better if you had thousands of people approaching the southern border from Honduras and Mexico? If they were there, wouldn't that, if you were running on an immigration ticket, wouldn't that be better for you?
It depends. The question I keep wondering is where are these caravans coming from and why now? Why now is it, you know, that the president has built up this whole idea of a border wall that everyone's coming? Is it because now all of a sudden they think that the border is going to be closed, there's no other opportunity? But I think that there's something else that's to this. It's almost like kind of making an issue bigger than what it is.
Well, you talk to people on a daily basis collecting your data. Does anybody tell you what they might do differently? In other words, the Democrats are running on a ticket of essentially open borders. But is there any in-between that might be achieved?
People keep saying that the Democrats want to run on an idea of open borders. I don't think that it is that, because I think what we keep hearing from the Democrats, at least from a policy standpoint, is we do need to strengthen our border security, and we do need to figure out ways that we're going to protect the border. But in terms of how you do that, does that include building a wall, which technically ends up becoming a fence? That conversation and what voters are telling us, I think most of them are more focused on resisting than they are in terms of giving an alternative.
Resisting
Trump, resisting the idea of a border wall, Do you call it a wall? Do you call it a fence?
Okay.
Are we going to have, what does an open border look like?
All right, we have to leave it there. Atiba Madyun, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. That's Atiba Madyun from the website Party Politics US.